Welcome to the 2020 Rice Business Plan Competition, our first virtual edition. From cities across the world, 42 teams connect with Houston, an innovation hub. Here, ideas are transformed into reality. Startups who see the world from a unique perspective solve problems and impact the future. Universities from 8 countries are represented in this 3-day event. Whose concept will catch the judge's eye? Whose elevator pitch will persuade the skeptics? Over $1 million in prizes are up for grabs in our 20th year of the competition. Bring your vision to life.
Welcome to the 2020 Rice Business Plan Competition, the world's largest and richest student startup competition. My name is Brad Burke. I'm the Managing Director of the Rice Alliance for Technology and Entrepreneurship, and I'm pleased to welcome you all here today. While I would much prefer to be standing in front of 500 people at the Rice Graduate School of Business, I'm pleased to welcome you to the first virtual competition and welcome you to today's event. I'm proud this year that we have such a strong support for this year's competition, and the silver lining is that we are now able to allow more people to see, and more people will be able to watch the competition and see the teams. Startups this year are again competing for more than $1 million of investment, cash, and in-kind prizes, including the following prizes. The grand prize of $350,000 investment from Goose Capital. Second place prize of $100,000 investment, and third place prize of $50,000 investment that's new this year. Thanks to John Finger Interest, David Anderson, the Anderson Family Fund, Greg Novak, and Tracy Drews for the second and third place prize. The rest of the finalists will receive cash prizes thanks to EY, Norton Rose Fulbright, Shell Ventures, and Chevron Technology Ventures. The Al Investment Group is participating again, and they've invested over $3.5 million in past winners. The Houston Angel Network is again providing their $100,000 investment prize. The Thai Houston Angels is also providing a $100,000 investment prize. And the Artemis Fund is providing a $100,000 investment prize this year. The TMC and TMCX are providing their Healthcare Innovation Prize, also valued at $100,000. The Southwest National Pediatric Device Consortium is again this year providing their $50,000 Pediatric Device Award. NASA Johnson Space Center is providing their $50,000 Space Exploration Innovation Award. The Texas Business Hall of Fame is providing their Best of Texas $25,000 cash prize. And Encourage Entrepreneurs is providing their $25,000 Courageous Women Entrepreneur Prize. Thank you to the Pearland Economic Development Corporation for the $25,000 Spirit of Entrepreneurship Prize. Palo Alto Software is providing their Outstanding Live Plan Pitch Prize. And special thanks to our in-kind sponsors. OFW Law is providing their $20,000 FDA Regulatories in-kind prize. And the law firm of Polsinelli is providing their Tech Innovation and Energy Innovation prizes totaling $30,000. And thanks to the Silver Fox Advisors for their $20,000 Mentoring Award. And thanks to all the other in-kind sponsors, including SheSpace, which is a new co-working space in Houston focused on women entrepreneurs and business owners. And thanks to RG Advisors and the Capital Factory. The winner of this year's competition will go on to New York City, where they'll ring the NASDAQ bell. We would also like to say thank you to the Greater Houston Partnership, our technology innovation platform sponsor, whose support has made it possible for us to transition to a virtual event. To welcome you to today's competition, I'm pleased to introduce Brad Richards, a partner with the law firm of Haynes & Boone. Brad has become quite a fixture at this competition. This is his 19th year to judge and the 12th year of supporting the opening kickoff of the Rice Business Plan Competition. Please help me welcome Brad Richards from Haynes & Boone.
It feels like we're living in a bad dream, doesn't it? And every morning, it feels a little bit like Groundhog Day. In fact, I have to give myself a sermon every morning. Brad, you need to get out of your pajamas before noon. Brad, you really shouldn't be on that conference call without your pants on. Brad, you really should be more like Brad Burke. But I'm not here to preach to you. I'm interested in hearing what you are saying to motivate your team and what you're doing to interest investors in your ideas. I want to know what you're doing to face the coronavirus. I want to know where you're going. So make me want to board your SpaceX Falcon rocket and blast off with you. That's my pitch for this, my 19th Rice Business Plan competition. On behalf of my law firm, Haynes & Boone, welcome. I know that you're disappointed that we can't meet in person this year, but don't let that stop you from telling a powerful story. And because I want to give you a chance to rock my soul, I'll step away from this pulpit. Thank you, and good luck.
Thanks, Brad. Now let's get started with our first event, the elevator pitch competition. For this, I'd like to introduce my friend and colleague, Blair Guru. Blair is a co-founder and managing director of the Mercury Fund, one of the most active venture capital investment firms in the mid-continent. Blair was one of the founding supporters of this Rice Business Plan competition back in 2001, so this is his 20th year at the Rice Business Plan competition. Welcome, Blair.
Thanks, Brad. It's a pleasure to be a part of the competition again this year. The elevator pitch is one of my favorite parts of the Rice Business Plan competition because you get to see all 42 startups in 42 minutes. And this year we have one of the most geographically diverse group of startups representing 8 different countries: Germany, the United Kingdom, Norway, India, Singapore, Mexico, Canada, and obviously the US. If you're an RBPC judge, please log on to the judging platform by Poetic Systems, click on the elevator pitch competition, and get ready to rate each startup on a scale of 1 to 5. From a scaling perspective, 1 is excellent. Score each elevator pitch on its persuasiveness, effectiveness, and ability to spark your investment interest. Once you finish rating the pitches, submit at the end. Once you get to the confirmation screen, you're all done. Scoring will close 5 minutes after the completion of the last pitch. The top 5 elevator pitches will be announced at our awards ceremony on June 19th after 11:30 a.m. and receive the Mercury Fund cash prize. So now, let's get in the elevator and hear some pitches. Each pitch is 60 seconds long and is given by a member of the startup team. To make it easy for judges, the pitches will be in alphabetical order by startup name. Additionally, each startup will be announced with a slide of their name and university affiliation. Judges, follow along with the judging platform and score as you go. Let's begin.
Hi, I'm Sebastian, CEO and founder of Acoustic Wells. There are more than 1 million legacy oil and gas wells in North America, like the one you see behind me. In a time where lifting costs and efficiency are more important than ever, producers are on the lookout for simple, effective solutions. I have spent the last 5 years doing my PhD at MIT on acoustic monitoring solutions. The same way a doctor is able to diagnose the health of the heart by listening to it with a stethoscope, we're able to place a simple IoT device at the surface of the well and diagnose in real time the health of the pump located thousands of feet on the ground. We have already instrumented dozens of wells across the US, are now building our IoT platform to help producers run smarter, more profitable, and cleaner production more than ever before. We are looking for industry leaders and experts to help us take this technology to the next level. Thank you.
Indoor air quality has never been more important. We spend 90% of our day trapped indoors, where carbon dioxide levels are 2 to 3 times higher than what is naturally occurring, and it's detrimental to our health. It causes respiratory problems. But at Algenair, we've devised a solution. The Arium is the first natural air purifier that uses algae to reduce carbon dioxide and increase oxygen as efficiently as 25 houseplants, at a fraction of the cost, time, and space. Traditional air filters can only remove dust, mold, and bacteria, but not carbon dioxide. The Arium does both. It's part of a $4.7 billion smart air purifier market, where our 26 million target customers are millennials who are purchasing plants and mothers who consider indoor air quality a top safety concern. We've already shipped units across the country, but this is just the beginning. The patented technology in the Arium can be used to clean entire floors and even create living, breathing buildings.
Right now, the US is experiencing a huge shortage of healthcare providers, a problem so big that by 2032, we will be at a shortage of over 120,000 physicians. This has massive, devastating consequences on the US healthcare system. But there are a lot of doctors that want to moonlight or pick up extra shifts at their local surrounding hospitals. But the current process to get onboarded at these jobs is extremely inefficient, burdened by too many parties with no assurance of quality of providers. This increases turnover and costs hospitals millions every year. This is where we at Apollo step in. We have built an online healthcare hiring platform, and our algorithm can match up providers with hospitals seeking temporary coverage based on job preferences and personality. This ensures a good quality fit. And as more and more matches are made, our algorithm learns from the internal review system to better predict good fitting matches, thereby increasing job satisfaction and improving the quality of medical services delivered to the areas that desperately need them.
Sepsis is the leading cause of death in US hospitals. What makes it so deadly is that you have to give the patients the correct antibiotics right away. But the only way to tell a correct antibiotic is a blood culture that can take up to 10 days to develop. That is time patients don't have. That's why we developed Aztec. What Aztec does is, first, it can tell you if there is a bacterial infection in the blood. And second, it tells you what the best antibiotic is to fight off this infection. And all of that is done in less than 1 hour. We have a total market of $250 million per year. Hospitals are going to love Aztec because for every patient, we're saving them $16,000. And what's in it for us? We're making $100 per test, but more importantly, we're saving lives. Thank you.
Orion provides publishing services for music artists and record labels. Unlike the current supply chain, which is inefficient, plagued by complexity among multiple channels, as well as inaccurate records, which has led to $4.5 billion lost in lawsuits and royalties, Orion uses machine learning technology and blockchain to scrape data from music while it's being created in real time. With that data, we automatically generate accurate publishing agreements, and what usually takes 2 weeks to file such documents, Orion does in seconds. Our biggest partner is Comcast, who has a minority stake in the company and is helping us land a paid pilot with the biggest record label in the world. Our revenue model is a subscription based, but we also take 20% from the publishing revenue, which is a perpetuity per song. Our team has over 20 years experience in the industry, and we have degrees such as MBAs, PhDs, and MSAs in computer science and data analytics. My name is Robert Hatch. I'm the founder of Orion, and I hope to see you soon.
Biotech is revolutionizing batteries by developing patent-protected advanced materials that allow battery manufacturers, such as LG Chem, Panasonic, to produce safer batteries that last 2.5 times longer between charges and reduce cost for drones, electronics, and EV. We have gained big players and Fortune 500 companies testing our materials. Some of them discussed about collaborative scale-up and licensing intent. We have an experienced and passionate team. Myself has over 9 years experience of battery materials R&D at best institutes. Bob owns 33 years experience of management and operations at Cargill. Ren has very excellent sales and product logistics skills. We also have a group of famous industry advisors to commercialize the technology, including former CEO of LG Chem and the Senior Business Director of Navitas Systems, two of our target customers.
Hi there, my name is Michelle Egger and I'm the CEO of Biomilk. Here at Biomilk, we're creating cultured breast milk outside of the body. We're able to provide a product with the nutrition of breast milk, but the practicality of formula. This is needed because 84% of moms in the United States today are unable to meet the recommended 6-month exclusive feeding period for breast milk. There's a variety of market and societal factors that cause parents to have to make trade-offs when it comes to the nutrition of their children. And we here at Biomilk think that doesn't make any sense. We are able to use our proprietary technology to create breast milk outside of the body just in the way it's produced in the body, by harnessing the evolution of human mammary epithelial cells. As two female scientists and co-founders, we are incredibly excited to bring this technology to the world and not only provide better nutrition for infants in the first stages of life, but be able to provide a more ethical and sustainable product than infant formula as it stands today. We hope you're latched on and are excited to tell you more soon.
There's over 6 million Americans suffering from congestive heart failure, by far the biggest burden on our healthcare system. Where every 30 seconds a new patient's hospitalized, and almost half of them are back in the hospital within 6 months. The unfortunate thing about this is there's clear physiological signs weeks before an acute event. However, capturing these today requires bulky echo equipment or invasive catheters, leaving a patient's cardiac state a black box as soon as they leave the hospital. We're working to change this at CardioSense by providing ICU-level visibility wherever a patient goes. Spun out of a joint research effort across Northwestern and Georgia Tech, we've developed a wearable chest patch that captures chest wall vibrations and translates them into key parameters like cardiac output, contractility, and continuous blood pressure. By simply placing the device on their chest once a day, we can assess a patient's cardiac function, alert care providers at the first sign of decline, and help guide therapeutic interventions. We believe by providing actionable data in the right hands at the right time, we can have a real tangible impact on preventing these hospitalizations and ultimately saving patient lives. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jean. I'm from Team Cellens, Tufts University. COVID-19 has forever changed the way we look at our current healthcare systems. Nowadays, people could get tested, monitored through telehealth. However, for bladder cancer patients, due to the high recurrent rate of their tumor, they have to go through an invasive in-office procedure to monitor their recurrence every 3 to 6 months. This is where Cellens come in. We are a team of biomedical engineer, data scientists from Tufts University who are developing a non-invasive, highly accurate, urine-based test for bladder cancer monitoring purpose. Our patented technologies show a 94% accuracy with 98 sensitivity and 84 specificity, making it a superior option for urologists and oncologists.
Multi-million-dollar lawsuits, cover-ups, even murder. Modern farmers are living a crisis thanks to a highly effective yet very controversial weed-killing chemical of all time, dicamba. Dicamba is a blessing to farmers growing soybean and cotton that's genetically engineered to resist it. But it's a curse to neighboring farms growing non-GMO and organic crops, to landowners and native ecosystems. We are Celludot, and our patent-pending technology prevents volatile herbicides like dicamba from drifting from one farm to another, protecting farmers from financial losses and costly legal disputes. Your investment in this billion-dollar opportunity will help Celludot bring relief to farmers, protect the environment, and give you a lucrative return. Thank you.
Wastewater treatment plants consume 2% of total electricity in the United States. Because of a lengthy 5-day biological water quality test versus the 18-hour throughput, over-aeration and wasted energy is common. For our beachhead market of 7,700 mid-sized cities with a recurring market value of $370 million, Contraire has developed a novel solution to reduce the amount of electricity consumed by treating their wastewater. The predictive analysis algorithm measures characteristics of the water in real time and controls the aeration blowers accordingly, revolutionizing the aeration process and saving municipalities up to 45% of current electrical costs, which equates to upwards of $600,000 in annual savings for larger municipalities. Unlike existing technologies, Contraire deploys a retrofittable control system at no upfront capital cost to the municipality, resulting in month 1 cash savings. This is due to our unique subscription pricing model. An initial seed investment of $400,000 would take our technology from beta testing into the market. Thank you.
Drivemate is a platform motion control advanced driver assistive system technology developed at Ohio University. Our mission is to provide a safer and more affordable ADAS and ADS technologies with non-intrusive integration into their existing systems. Drivemate takes a holistic approach to ADAS systems, integrating common features such as anti-lock braking, adaptive cruise control, and lane keeping assistance, with more desirable features such as traffic light and roadside recognition, collision avoidance, and assistive parking, all onto one unified framework. Drivemate was designed using age-old laws of physics and deep mathematics, scaling down the thousands of controller gains of OEM ADAS systems into 24 lines of tunable code that are white box and verifiable in nature. This value makes us a very simple yet sophisticated ADAS solution that can be retrofitted to any pre-existing or new vehicles with an electronic control system. Drivemate has been in talks with a major automotive insurer and are getting ready to run validation testings with them as we finish our validation testings with Roush Industries in Detroit.
Hello, my name is Layla and I'm from Encapsulate. Currently, when a patient is diagnosed with cancer, the oncologist will assign a treatment simply depending on the cancer type. If the first round of treatment doesn't work, which it does in 80% of the cases, the oncologist will assign additional rounds each time with a new drug. During these ineffective treatment rounds, the patients are enduring unnecessary pain while the tumor is spreading and becoming more resistive. At Encapsulate, we've developed an automated system in which we can grow cancer patient cells outside the body in their native state. We can create microtumor replicates to test all the possible drugs to determine the most effective one from the very beginning for a specific patient. We have achieved our proof of concept, established strategic partnerships with Connecticut's biggest healthcare systems, and have initiated our clinical studies with funding from NASA. Together, we want to show that cancer is just a word, not a sentence for your life. Thank you.
Since 1950, 6.3 billion tons of plastic waste has been made. This waste damages the environment and threatens human health. Worse yet, plastic precursors are derived from fossil fuels, which directly contribute to climate change and damage the environment directly through drilling, spilling, and wastewater generation. Existing recycling technologies do little to remediate environmental pollutants and are inefficient. In fact, with existing technologies, plastic can only be recycled 3 to 5 times before losing value, with as much as 30% of plastic lost in the processing pathway. Hi, my name is Sam Magaziner, the CEO and co-founder of Envirobe. Envirobe engineers plastic-eating microbes that can be utilized in our specially designed bioreactors. These microbes take difficult plastics, like ocean waste, and convert them to their chemical precursors. These chemical precursors can then be used to make brand new plastics, thus mitigating our reliance on fossil fuels. In addition, this allows our user, the plastic processor, to increase efficiency and revenue by capturing new plastic streams. Together, we can stop plastic pollution.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rocky Browder, and we're Team EVA from Rice University. Vascular access is required to initiate 86 million complex procedures annually, and despite the use of ultrasound imaging, 5% of access procedures in the United States result in severe bleeding complications that create $18,000 in additional expenditures per complication. That's why we developed EVA, a needle guide that fits on an ultrasound probe to provide safer, more reliable vascular access. Our product ensures constant needle visualization, which eliminates guesswork while still providing for real-time adjustments. By reducing the number of access attempts, EVA lowers the rate of associated complications, saving time, money, and resources for the hospital. We filed a provisional patent on the design and have begun initial prototype testing. Using the diverse expertise of our multidisciplinary team, we're finalizing the design and planning for manufacturing scale-up. In moving forward, we ask you for your support in helping physicians everywhere achieve safe, reliable, and exact vascular access.
My name is Phil. I'm one of the co-founders at Fractal. You might wonder what Fractal is. Fractal is a company that brings the power of a workstation to any internet-connected device. Imagine you're an animator and you work on the next Toy Story movie. You spend most of your day-to-day work working at a $10,000 powerful computer in the office. But now people work from home, and it turns out carrying that around is pretty difficult. Fractal solves this problem by building those powerful computers in data centers and then building streaming technology and collaboration tools that enable those creative professionals to access those workstations remotely at ultra low latency. Think abstracting your computer hardware from the power it needs to run its applications. Today, we've actually raised a $750,000 pre-seed round, are backed by some phenomenal engineers and investors, and are servicing more than 50 design studios and creative professional freelancers that work better from on the go using Fractal.
My name is Kyle Gillis, and I'm the co-founder of Contraire. Contraire is a software platform for the next generation of emissions leak detection and compliance. Several times each year, oil and gas companies scan millions of components across their assets, monitoring for leaks. This results in extremely high labor costs and oftentimes unsafe working conditions. But the world is changing. Over the next 10 years, the industry and EPA will be moving to a distributed sensing monitoring system to lower costs and increase data collected at all their assets. The Contraire software incorporates emissions models to automate the decision-making process and direct workers to the highest risk areas and components, saving companies millions each year. In the past 2 months, we've signed an Air Force customer and began working with a Fortune 100 oil and gas company processing data from their current fence line monitoring systems. At Rice, we are raising $400,000 to fund our expansion within the oil and gas sector. Thank you.
There's no better way to say this, but your child has leukemia. These are the words no parent would want to hear, as the treatment options for the deadly blood cancer are limited. Recently, CAR T-cell therapy has shown to be one of the most effective treatments with up to 5 times better response rate than chemotherapy. But most CAR T treatments are toxic and can cost up to $500,000 per dose. Our proprietary protected design algorithm develops the next generation of CAR T cells. We eliminate cancer cells with reduced toxicity and increased safety. Interestingly, our platform can be translated to develop new CAR Ts for other difficult to treat and often deadly cancers. We are ready for our first in-human clinical trial with our lead leukemia product. We are ImmunoAb. Help us build the next generation cancer fighters.
While studying abroad in 2016, I was drugged by a newfound friend, and it was only when returning to the States did I find it's estimated 1 out of every 13 college-aged individuals suspect having had a drink laced with a drug. At the realization of the pervasiveness of this issue, I sought empowerment tools, but what I found is there was nothing inclusive and discreet on the market, and that's why I created NUnode. NUnode is a portable, discreet, gender-inclusive detection device for date rape drugs. NUnode is the napkin that knows. Simply place a few drops of your drink on the napkin, and in drug presence there's a color change, indicating the drink is not safe for consumption. We've participated in Halcyon as well as Target's incubator program, and this past year I was honored among Forbes 30 Under 30 social entrepreneurs. With working prototypes, we're planning to launch and execute our Kickstarter, secure intellectual property, and explore additional markets to expand within the coming year. My name is Danya Sherman, and alongside my technical and strategy team, we're working to combat drug-facilitated sexual assault and crime, one napkin at a time. Thank you.
Today, 1/3 of all American children are obese or overweight. This rate has more than tripled since 1970s. Healthy eating pattern is a key to children's health and quality of life. But how you teach your children to choose healthy food? Little Mochi can help. Little Mochi is a mobile app designed to help children form healthy eating habits by using an AI-powered digital pad. During mealtime, children snap a picture of the food they are eating and feed Mochi. Our backend AI engine recognizes the ingredients in the food, analyzes the nutritional values, and provides children with personalized food suggestions. Children's balanced diet help Mochi become stronger, smarter, and healthier. We launched the app early this year, and so far we have more than 500 downloads. User engagement improved 50% in the past 3 months as more families stay at home to cook and eat together. Now join us to help our next generation to eat healthier and healthier.
We are constantly developing solutions for urban area connectivity. However, remote area connectivity has remained a challenge. It's vital because over $395 billion has been invested for crucial operations from infrastructure development to resource extraction. These industries rely on remote sensors to gather the necessary data for project planning and environmental assessment. To connect these sensors using current solutions can be costly and unreliable. I am Manali, CEO of Lorcan Technologies. Our leading-edge device will allow customers to gain access to their valuable data on a consistent and frequent basis to effectively manage their operations and environmental impact. Inspired by natural design, our device will be able to withstand rugged outdoor conditions for longer life with the ability to transmit data further than our competitors. Finally, Lorcan connects the impossible.
Hi, my name is Rishabh Handa, and I'm one of the co-founders of Medlock. 2 years ago, on one of my first calls as a new EMT, my patient died under my care due to an opioid overdose. This could have been easily prevented if he had the proper access to care, but addiction recovery is an intrinsically difficult process. 45% of patients drop out within the first 6 months, costing the average clinic $300,000 per year. To address this, we've developed a telehealth service that helps clinics keep patients in treatment to prevent them from relapsing. Our smart medication dispenser tracks timestamps on when patients dispense their recovery medications and allows them to track their symptoms directly on the device. This informs our messaging service, which predicts when they're most likely to relapse and provides preventative resources, supportive messages, and coping strategies, similar to what they would get in the clinic. So far, we've begun onboarding for remote trials with 2 of our 5 partner clinics, and we'll be shipping out the devices this week. We're determined to get them the right care at the right time. Thank you.
Over 5,000 fatal workplace injuries occurred in the US in 2018, causing elevated costs for companies and trauma to victims' families that is just indescribable and unquantifiable. Most of these accidents occur due to actions carried out by the worker, which omits or violates safety protocols, and could have been avoided by taking the correct prevention measures. Hi, I am Maria, co-founder and CFO of Morfeo. Morfeo's mission is to help industries reduce the likelihood of accidents applying artificial intelligence, aligning safety protocols of any manufacturing facility with a neural network capable of recognizing objects such as fully personal protection equipment and capable of locating employees in the facility with their full information, giving the control center a sense of omnipresence. We are certain that with the correct implementation of the latest technology, and with your help, we can save thousands of lives in the manufacturing industry.
Have you ever turned a page and a paper cut? Unfortunately, wounds can be much more severe and chronic than a paper cut, especially after surgery. But even worse, they can take 2 to 3 weeks to heal, leaving them open to antibiotic-resistant infection. My name is Quinn Robichaud, COO of our company, NanoCare, where we've revolutionized wound care for hospitals and veterinarians with our miraculous new product, Excel Gel. This peroxide-based gel contains our proprietary nanotechnology, which inhibits inflammation, keeps the wound sterile, and significantly accelerates healing. With FDA human testing in our future, Excel Gel is currently being animal tested and then can immediately be applied after every pet neutering in the country. Our team is looking for your help to attack the $16 billion antiseptic market and turn surgical wounds, bed sores, and burns into nothing more than a paper cut.
We're Nanopath Diagnostics, and we founded our company as PhD candidates at Dartmouth Engineering School. Our company is working to develop diagnostic tools for both chronic and infectious disease. It goes without saying that our world has changed as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and this crisis has highlighted the need for rapid and accurate diagnostic testing. Our core technology harnesses advances in bioengineering and nanotechnology to improve sensitivity and drastically shorten diagnostic timelines. Our integrated platform performs sample preparation, viral localization, and detection of SARS-CoV-2 genetic material within 10 minutes. This allows for point-of-care diagnosis of COVID-19 and differentiation from other viruses like the flu. Our tool is urgently needed to secure global health and support ongoing efforts to reopen both domestic and global economies. We're a multidisciplinary team of bioengineers and clinicians with a strong IP-based core technology. We're very excited for the opportunity to pitch for funding, mentorship, and other resources.
I'm Malakuti, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Noma AI, and we're revolutionizing patient monitoring systems. Today is actually very likely for patients in hospitals to experience some kind of medical complication during their care. In fact, 17% of patients experience some kind of these medical complications, adding a $300 billion of financial burden to the hospital industry and healthcare industry of this country. Now, the problem is that today's monitoring devices are only designed to show what is happening right now to the patient, meaning that sometimes we're not able to catch the problem until the patient has already entered critically ill conditions. At Noma AI, we're using machine learning to predict the future risk of these events happening to the patients in real time. And right now, we're running our system to monitor for missing medication orders within 15 ICUs and 2 hospitals in real time. As a company, we're working on creating the right partnerships and raise the pre-seed funding that we need to boost our R&D and push our products into pilot programs within hospitals. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Cesar Villa and I'm the co-founder of NUnode, founded at Northwestern University. Graphite anode materials have dominated the lithium-ion battery market for the past couple decades. We are working on changing that by pushing beyond their limiting capacity. NUnode has developed a new anode material that, if deployed in current generation lithium-ion batteries, would be a third of the weight, a fourth of the volume at a quarter of the cost, but with 4 times greater capacity. The cheaper, lighter, smaller batteries equipped with our NUnode material will play a big role in extending the life of portable electronics, electric vehicles, and Internet of Things devices. Remember, with NUnode inside, it will extend your time outside. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Frederick, and I'm a co-founder of Ocean Access. Our vision is to make the ocean more accessible by simplifying and drastically reducing the cost of remote ocean monitoring. Over the last 50 years, 90% of the Earth's global warming has taken place in our ocean. And we want to make an impact that can increase our global efforts in ocean research and monitoring. Researchers seaset thousands of buoys each year to collect valuable ocean data. But these buoys are extremely costly to deploy and maintain. They're constantly exposed to extreme forces from wind and waves on the ocean surface, and many do not even survive the first winter storm. Ocean Access is targeting a $1 billion market and the increasing need for remote subsea monitoring across different industries. We're doing this by developing an autonomous communication buoy that only comes up to the sea surface when transmitting data. Before expanding into international markets, our pilot market is monitoring temporarily abandoned subsea wells on the Norwegian continental shelf. Thank you.
Phylomics is democratizing access to early detection cancer screening. We got tired of losing friends and family to cancer, and we were frustrated with the industry standards of detection. We set out to build a better system of cancer diagnosis, and we turned our focus to phylogenetics, a system of evolutionary interpretation. Combining this approach with a routine blood draw, we are able to detect 6 of the most common types of cancer at the earliest stages, when treatment is not only less expensive, but more effective as well. With up to 300% greater specificity and sensitivity than other industry standard tests, Phylomics Smart Software gives you the best chance at surviving a cancer diagnosis. Taking an evolutionary approach to an evolutionary disease has given us significant insight into the complexities of cancer. And we've taken these insights to build a better, more effective cancer diagnostic that gives you greater understanding and confidence in your diagnosis.
What if I told you that an intruder could walk into a hotel, pick up an expired key card off the ground, and convert it into a master key that gets into any room of the hotel? Well, this and a long list of other hacks have been used over the past several years to break into hotel rooms, and it's left millions of guests vulnerable. This, coupled with the fact that these locks aren't even in direct communication with the front desk, means that they can't detect right away if something goes wrong. Our solution is quantum lock technologies. We create completely random and untraceable keys that protect every single point in communication for a hotel. This, coupled with our hardware-software solution, retrofits these locks to be in direct communication with the front desk so that they can detect right away if something goes wrong, like if there's a battery outage or if someone's trying to have unauthorized access to a door. We're Quantum Lock Technologies, and we're creating higher security for hotels while also saving them time and money. Thank you.
Time is precious. And for patients with the most common brain tumour, glioblastoma, the value of that time really comes into focus when they're suddenly hit with the news that there's no cure and they have just 1 year to live. Current treatment options are not good enough and come at a huge cost to the quality of that remaining time. QV Bioelectronics is raising $700,000 to develop a novel implanted electrotherapy device that will deliver continuous, pain and side effect-free treatment right at the site of the cancer, doubling patient life expectancy compared to standard treatment without impacting quality of life, so they can focus on what matters. The market for this proprietary technology is worth $4.7 billion a year, and our team has the expertise to make this happen, leveraging twice as much non-dilutive funding for every dollar of investment to date. Join us at QV Bioelectronics in pioneering life-extending treatment for terminal cancer patients.
People find inspirations in strange places. For me, it was my smelling running shoes. I love cheese as much as the person next to me, but not in here. I'm Stefan, CEO of Refresher Box from Germany. Our patent-protected device is proven to remove over 99.9% of all the causing and harmful bacteria, and even more importantly, viruses, yes, including coronavirus, from shoes, clothes, and masks. We tackle one of the biggest forgotten areas of how infections spread, the things we wear. No chemicals, no water, 90% less energy than the gold standard. We are here today to raise $2 million to fund our entry into the textile service, the $115 billion global market that you probably have never heard of. We are Refresher Box, killing virus, smashing bugs, saving the planet, and cleaning up. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Lee, and I'm the CEO of Relavo. Kidney failure affects 1 in 7 people in the United States and is said to be the most under-recognized public health crisis in the country. Because the majority of people are unaware of their kidney problems, over 500,000 people are left vulnerable to a point where they require regular dialysis. The majority of patients receive treatment in dialysis centers 3 to 4 times per week. But imagine a scenario where someone can't get treatment. In this uncertain era of COVID-19, this is a reality for far too many patients who have to choose between life-saving dialysis and contracting a potentially fatal infection. At Relavo, we're changing the way that kidney failure patients receive treatment by making home dialysis safer. Our product prevents infections associated with home therapy and allows more patients to receive quality care in the comfort of their own home.
Every year, $70 billion worth of material is transacted over the phone and with tools built in the 1990s. While other parts of the supply chain are riding the cutting edge of technology, industrial recyclers have been left in the past. My name is Wyatt Pontius, and I'm the co-founder of Rematter, a startup out of Stanford University. Rematter is building an end-to-end ERP for industrial recyclers, helping them manage the flow of materials in and out of their facilities, while giving us the most granular, real-time materials flow map of the entire US economy. The data will enable us to create tools for a B2B materials marketplace. Then we can verticalize in the supply chain, providing a new way for industrial businesses to transact materials. Our Founding Customers program is already oversubscribed, and we have recently onboarded several facilities throughout the United States to the first part of our platform. Our full ERP is set to be in beta by the end of June, and the rollout of our materials marketplace will follow shortly thereafter. Join us in creating the new operating system of the industrial economy.
In 2016, 1 in 6 of all fatal car crashes in the US involved marijuana use. By comparison, that number is about 1 in 4 for alcohol. Unlike with alcohol, there's currently no objective way to test for recent marijuana use until now. My name is Philip Cupp. I'm the CEO of Risen Technologies, and our product, the HiTrace, is a patented, non-invasive portable device that detects marijuana use on the breath within the last 3 hours. Our proprietary solution provides quantitative testing and the ability to test other substances beyond THC, like alcohol and opiates. Initial target markets include law enforcement, workplace compliance, and hemp regulation. Our HiTrace will be sold for $300 with a recurring revenue stream of $40 per test. Worldwide legal cannabis spending reached $20 billion in 2019 and is projected to double within the next 3 years. A comprehensive solution is needed quickly. We are Risen Technologies, and we are dedicated to reducing the risk of hallucinogen impairment through breath detection.
Of all energy generated today, 60% is lost to waste heat. Additionally, by the year 2050, we expect an energy demand increase by 12% globally. This hinders our fight against climate change. Current thermoelectric devices are heavy, expensive, and inefficient. We are developing a liquid-based device that not only generates electricity, but also stores energy. Our product is based on an ionic liquid that can be tailor-made and easily synthesized, thus making it cost-effective. We plan to sell it direct to customers and to license it while focusing on the transportation industry. Our team of 3 engineering graduates is collaborating with UTA Research Institute and writing a proposal for the National Science Foundation and for federal grants. We are seeking an investment of $600,000 to cover operating costs starting next year. Thank you.
Have you ever been kept awake by really loud snoring? Snoring is actually caused by a disease called obstructive sleep apnea, which affects 30 million Americans and causes risks of high blood pressure and heart disease later in life. The current treatment for sleep apnea is the CPAP machine, a pressured mask which has a 50% non-compliance rate because patients find it uncomfortable and inconvenient. As a result, they do not receive adequate treatment for their sleep apnea, putting them at a higher risk of death and causing the healthcare system 50% more than it would otherwise be spending. So to fix this problem, we have designed the patent-pending SlumberFlow, a device that is inserted into the nasopharyngeal airway to stent it open. Specifically targeting non-compliant CPAP users, the initial market for SlumberFlow is $1.5 billion and is growing at a rapid rate. And with preliminary success in some of the most challenging cases, SlumberFlow is well positioned to disrupt the sleep apnea device market. Join SlumberFlow as we treat the interrupted sleep and improve the health of millions of Americans. Thank you.
Stroke is the third leading cause of death in the US. To treat strokes, neurosurgeons traverse catheters from the femoral artery through the aortic arch to these complex, tortuous brain arteries to deploy coils or retrieve clots. The problem is existing catheters are not steerable. They are flexible, but they cannot be steered into the desired direction. As a result, surgeons are forced to push and prod catheters, requiring multiple attempts, losing precious procedure time, and occasionally rupturing blood vessels. About 25% of the patients cannot be treated because the existing catheters cannot reach their treatment location. At SteerofLex, our patent-pending technology provides fully steerable microcatheters that enable doctors to reach even the most tortuous locations more quickly, more safely, and provide treatment to patients that could not be previously treated. Having successfully completed first animal trials, we'd like you to join us in steering this technology towards first human trials. SteerofLex, steering strokes away.
Hi, I'm Sergi, CEO of Tegitech. Our aim is to set a new standard in wound treatment by seizing the human body's ability to heal. We're first targeting bed sores suffered by 1 in 5 hospital patients. These are very slow to heal and at high risk of infection. To solve this, we have created a medical cream that accelerates wound closure. It contains a human protein that stimulates skin cells to close the wound. This would heal bed sores up to 4 weeks earlier, half the risk of infection, and save $2,000 per patient. We're seeking $750,000 to reach human trials and plan to enter this $4 billion market by 2027. Now is the time to act. Bed sores are expected to double in the following decades. With your support, we could seize this human body's ability and improve patients' lives. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Betty, a founder of Upright, the first and only oat milk as nutritious as dairy. Like 2/3 of people, I'm lactose intolerant. And like 1 in 10, I also have food allergies. And like many more, I care about our planet. The problem is that no milk from cows or plants is good for both human health and our world. Milk made from oats comes close. It's hypoallergenic, sustainable, and actually tastes good. But doctors complain it lacks dairy's nutrients. Our solution is Upright, oat milk fortified to match dairy's 8 grams of protein and the same vitamins and minerals. We know there is demand. We've surveyed nearly 2,000 strangers, and 3 in 4 were excited to buy a product like ours. To launch it, we're now working with leading food scientists, pediatricians, and supply chain partners. The market's $17 billion and growing just in the US alone, and we're ready to go after it with strategic partners and capital. So if you're interested, reach out. Thanks.
The natural gas industry is plagued with a huge problem. Leakages and anomalies in these gas pipelines have led to the loss of countless lives, billions of dollars, with significant implications for the environment. The current methods used to detect these anomalies and leakages are costly, manually intensive, and simply not up to the mark. However, our startup Victi provides a machine learning-based analytics platform which allows these gas utility companies to identify and localize these anomalies all in a single dashboard. Our early detection software enables these companies to take proactive action meet government regulation, and hence save up to $4.8 billion of cost and 30% of the effort spent in the manual surveillance of these pipelines. The next catastrophe in the oil and gas industry is just waiting to happen. So let's join our hands together towards creating a win-win situation for the pipeline industry and the environment. Thank you.
Wow, what great pitches. How awesome was that? So many great startups, technologies, presenters, and pitches. It's going to be really difficult to decide who comes out on top. Judges, you have 5 minutes to submit your scores before the judging portal closes. On behalf of the entire Mercury Fund team, we're pleased to be a part of the 2020 Rice Business Plan competition.
Thanks, Blair, and thanks to the judges and to everyone else who's watching. Judges, we will see you tomorrow morning for the first round of competition. Round 1 is open only to startups and judges. The winners of round 1 will advance to the final round on Friday. Everyone is invited to Friday to the final round of competition and to the awards presentation. If you have not registered, please make sure to do that right away because space is limited. A full schedule of events is on our website, including information on our startups and background on the competition. Thank you for helping to kick off the 2020 virtual Rice Business Plan competition. Judges, we will see you tomorrow morning for the live pitches. And everyone else, we will see you on Friday morning for the live finals.